Good morning. To my audience of zero. Audience of one. I will at least watch. I will at least watch these, but that's the whole point. This is not financial advice. I would say it's for entertainment purposes only, but that's not entirely true. It's really just for me. Trying to get better at trading. This is what I believe to be the next step, which is accountability and ultimately the ability to go back and look at, well, what did I do? How did I handle that trade? And it's really, really surprising and insanely helpful. Oh my gosh, look at this. We already touched my, oh, this is my sweet spot here. Expecting a bounce right there. Let's go top down. Let's do the analysis and we'll talk about yesterday if we had time. It does appear though that last week on this weekly chart, this is the monthly chart, that last month, July, was the beginning of a bearish order block on the macro, which means selling likely to ensue. Pullbacks are coming. Now we've got a big monthly bullish fair value gap here. That's not really on the radar yet, but it's not that far off of it. 45.16. It's 100 points down, 400 ticks lower. That'll start to come into play, I think. It's going to coincide pretty well with the 21 EMA there on the monthly. I'd say it's going to have about out of there. But for then, we're now you can see here on the weekly, it becomes really clear that last week was an engineered, and you could just feel it last week. Like you could just see it kept taking it to this area here where we had both a bearish order block, and they created a new one, and now here we go. And now, right where it is, right at this moment, you can see this weekly bullish fair value gap, right? We're on the weekly right now, and it's a pretty big one. You know, there should be a bounce out of here, so maybe we get a bounce out of this today, and we see it. You know, the market could move a lot today. Let's start with our original thesis here. This is what the whole point of drilling down is about. Original thesis based on where this is and where it's already gotten to. If it were right here, if the market opened right here, I would long it. If it melts through this, that's even more telling, right? That direction is down, dog. So let's see what happens. But I would expect today, we will probably rally to start the day. Okay. And then we'll sell off at the end of the day. Or this is the week. So through to between today and tomorrow, there could be some rallying and selling off, but I think we'll probably see a lot of back and forth. Should be good. Should create some good setups. Here's the daily. So it was yesterday, and I just missed it. Oh, I just missed it. It was the very end of the day yesterday. Remember what I was saying? Like, the reason why I like to look at these things and plot these things is because I don't need a huge bounce. I'm looking for 5 and 10 points. So even if it's super turbo bearish, look at how much it bounced off of this. 45.30 was the number we were calling. It bounced from 45.30 up to 45.47. So 17 points. Even though it's bearish, you made 17 points in the long. And that's what I'm saying. Like, trading is not, and people say, oh, it's about following the trend. No, actually, it's just about following probability. The trend is helpful for probabilities, but it's really more about following probabilities than it is about following a trend. Getting attacked in my eye right now. Okay. Wow. Okay. So this, I expect today, so then I'll look at the daily. This should push back up, to that probably 45-30 range at least, maybe even higher. Might even get back up to here. That order block has been violated, so that can be eliminated. Don't need this here anymore. So probably push back up, maybe to, this thing could pop 30 or 40 points. You see this resistance level right here? That's going to probably get retested. 45.57. If it doesn't, if it just melts, we're super screwed. If you're long stocks. Bitcoin probably too. All right, that's the daily. Very, very important to look at these. Let's go on the 4 hour. Okay, and here you can see this bounce right off there. Look at that. I've had this drawn for so long. 45.11, bounced off of that. 21 points. Too bad I wasn't around at 2 a.m. This one from yesterday. We talked about 45.30. Being the place to take it. 45.30. 17.5 point pop. Yo. Draw these things out, but you don't always get them. You don't always get to take them. Like, especially for me, I only trade a couple hours a day. And look at this 1 hour. If that's not the most telling thing, it's what, you could look at this without the 21 EMA and see that it's clearly bearish. But damn, dog, it's turbo bearish. That's ugly. Again, 2 a.m. candle, sold off, made a new low. I'm telling you though, this could pop here. The market still feels quite heavy. I would prefer not to be long. I prefer to get a good short setup, but we're right in the middle of we got a daily fair value gap here, which has been violated now. But this weekly, simmer down. Could it be an inversion taking place? Could be. We're gonna leave it there for a second. That's the 1 hour. So we look terrible. Obviously bearish, trending lower. We had a sideways day that kind of gave us the break of structure. That was Monday. So Monday we got the break of structure toward the end of the day. Popped up to the 21, which coincided with a bearish fair value gap here and this monthly order block. Just kind of obvious stuff. Hit it again right here perfectly. Look at that alignment. Oh. I used to keep the 1 hour chart open all the time when trading. Now I use the 5 and the 1 minute. I used to have the 5 minute and the 1 hour. And this is why right here, like just a very obvious trade setup right at 46.05. They had multiple opportunities to take it there. So clean. The gap down yesterday, which we watched that take place, watch that transpire, and you're seeing lots of bearish fair value gaps here. Notice coming up and touching the 21. That's the 1 hour. All right, we're opening in 5 minutes. So we better get to it, huh? Take a quick look at the 15-minute, which also looks quite bearish. Let's get to the 5. I don't think we're gonna have much time to talk about yesterday's trades. Had a nice day yesterday. Passed TopStep combine yesterday, and I'm gonna be trading. I'm trading a small live account. I'm trading one contract today on the ES. Small live account, which I stopped trading because I was blowing up, and started doing the combines, and because I felt like I needed oversight. I felt like I was my own worst enemy. And so having rules, as annoying as it was, I complained to my wife about it so much. Like, oh, I got these stupid rules keep me from this trade and that trade, and it took me out automatically, and I went my way, and I complained about it. I said, I'm not going to do this anymore. But when you're on a quest to find discipline for yourself, it can be helpful. It can be really helpful to have anything that helps build accountability for you. And I burned through the combine the first 3 or 4 times. I can't remember if it was 3 or 4, where I nuked it. You know, I maybe get up like the first day or 2, and then I just give it all back. And I never lost my belief in myself, or my belief that I would take care of business ultimately. But it was tough. There's tough days in there, and ultimately I kept fighting and kept grinding. I was in that combine for 2 months, one that I just passed yesterday. 2 months. It's a long time to be in a combine like that. I got within a half target, just one small winner away from passing it multiple times. Went backwards. I mean, seriously, it was crazy. All right, so here we go. This is a bullish order block here, which was built on top of the midpoint here of this weekly fair value gap. So we're seeing a lot of selling here at the moment. Not really getting a good short setup, though. We would actually like to see this start tracking higher a little bit. This daily fair value gap here that was bullish seems to have been inverted. It has become resistance. And the market very well may just melt here. I got a minute and 15 seconds before the open. But technically, this is in a bullish fair value gap right here. So it could be longed just purely, but I'm definitely not going to do that. The overall sentiment is just far too bearish to take a naked long like that, essentially a knife catch, even though we're in a bullish order block here. It's far too bearish to take it, in my opinion. Let's see, what kind of validation would we need? Need to stop at 10 if you're going to long it. This right here actually is a bearish order block. This guy. Let's go ahead and plot that one. I don't know if we'll see this or not today. But I'm going to plot it because the best setups for me, and the market is open now, and let's see what they do. Will it react out of this bullish order block? Are we going to get a push up here? Ultimately, we're headed lower, but the market doesn't just go straight in one direction. This is not financial advice. This video is for me, not for you. If you want to tag along and see what's up, you are obviously welcome to do so. Wouldn't surprise me if we went up here, maybe in the first few candles, touch this guy, and then turn around. That would make sense. Any kind of yields rise. Oh, joy. See what's going on with the bond market here quick. Yikes. Shit. All right, so far, got a touch. Got multiple propulsion blocks just sort of stacked up here. So far, you got a touch there of that sort of support. What looks like support came up, touched it. Now it's heading lower. So I didn't want to long it. It's tough to short right on top of a bullish order block. That's not my setup, unfortunately. It is a short setup, though. I should say short sentiment. So my allergies are kicking in here. And down she goes. We have another day of just a straight sell-off. Is this going to be straight up selling TF off? Kind of looks like it. Getting a bounce off of here again. It wouldn't surprise me if it bounced off of this and went up and at least pushed up for a second, maybe to the 945 candle. That would be ideal for me. Maybe wake up and touch that thing. I would be taking that. If you short right here, you're shorting support. Not that it won't work for you. Not that it won't work for you, but remember, this is a game of probabilities. You've got a bullish order block here. You've got a weekly bullish fair value gap midpoint right here. Game of probabilities. Is that a trade you're going to take all the time? Could work. But I'm interested in the high probability stuff. Now, if we look at this, zoom out a little bit. And we haven't been down in this area for a long time. I mean, look at this. When was the last time you were in this zone? Way back here. Way back here on July 12th. And we had a sort of gap up kind of situation. There's a gap that needs to be filled down to 44.86. Just like a crazy candle that took us up into the zone. So if you short this, just know you are sort of shorting support. Like, it might work. Might work because the market's just so heavy. It's actually the thing that screwed me up the most in trading, because I've always been more of a bear. Like, I see the short trades more than I see the long trades. And this is exactly the kind of trade I would take. Like, you would get a big long red candle down, and then when it popped back up, that's when I would take it. And I learned the hard way, because I would have days where I would go like 0 for 7, you know? I just get so smoked doing that, taking those trades, that eventually you just realize like, damn, this is not the way to go. I have to figure out a different strategy, you know? It would have been very hard to hold your nose and long that right there. It would have been. And it's, for me, on an open trade, I'm not doing it. It's a knife catch, you know? But again, support, bullish order block here. Actually stacked bullish order blocks. They were violated. Liquidity swept. Now turning around this way. Let's see if within a couple candles it can come up here and kiss this, because that's where that algorithm would really like to get up to here and sell from here. And there's another bearish order block right there that's sort of stacked on top of this thing. So I'm going to get rid of this daily fair value gap here, which has been violated. Show you real quick the stacked bearish order blocks. See that? So technically, this one here is a propulsion block. Went up and kind of got inside of this one. I don't know if you can see that very well. Went up and got inside of this one a little bit, and then shot us lower. Careful what you wish for, right? Tesla's up today. Buck. Met it down a buck. Bitcoin pretty flat, right around 29,000. The big candle here might get a confirmation candle. So the opening candle here, bearish. If the following candle, the second candle of the day, closes above it, gives us a bullish engulf, that would be pretty bullish. That would be pretty bullish. Now, it could just end up being a fake out, right? Could be an opening range that goes up and fights around in here, and it can still go lower. But that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Now, we did get a 21, almost got a 21 EMA touch, which wouldn't be a bad entry on a situation like this. I really like up here, 22. Which puts my stop right here, 27. So I get this entire order block plus some of the big boy as protection for my stop. If you take it here at 19.25, you go up to 24.25. So you don't get any of the big boy. You don't even get all of this one. Part of my trading strategy is that I want to have a lot of soldiers protecting my stop, right? And if I can't get that, then I'm leaving my stop out there unprotected. And those are the times where stops tend to get hit more. Next minute is crucial here. If it closes above 17.25, let me confirm that. 17.25. If this candle closes above 17.25, that could get things very interesting. Remember, if they are going to turbocharge lower, they need to set a proper bull trap first. All right, did not close above. So this could end up actually being a bearish order block. Let's see if we get a confirmation. What happens here? Or could just be, marching it a little bit higher here. I'm interested in shorting this area. So my high probability setup here, which I like the most. And then you have this bearish fair value gap here. You can barely see it. It's just a few ticks right there in front of the bearish order block. Take it on the fair value gap. Have the order block as protection. That's worked out for me very, very well. So I would like to take that. I don't know if we'll get that. This is the part when they say, if you watch like a bunch of motivational videos on trading, you'll hear a lot of people saying, you got to be patient, you got to be patient, you got to be patient. This is what they mean. You tell someone to be patient, it's like, shut up, dude. Like, I understand patience is like a virtue and people should have it, but shut up. It's hard. And it is. So what do you actually mean by that? And what you actually mean by that is to be able to pass up on something, even if it would have worked out, and be okay with it. That's hard. That's hard. Now we're looking at the flip side here. If we get a close below 1050, we will treat that as a bearish order block here, and we'll be looking to short it down in that range. Let's see what happens. This still, to me, kind of looks like kind of looks like this wants to go a little bit higher. They haven't properly trapped enough longs yet. I want people to get long here. Need some more liquidity to punch through the rest of this weekly fair value gap. Because look at this. Just to cover this, 44.93 is what we're talking about. That's another almost 20 points. So there's a lot of meat on the bone. It's one of the reasons why you don't have to catch the whole move. You don't need to catch the tippy tip. Although if I had been paying more attention, we would have caught this bearish order block here, and that's what it returned to. Usually that likes to happen in the first candle. It took the second candle this time. It likes to return to those, and this is the first one since the start of the New York session. This is this one. Only green candle besides this guy. But this one here, and then this one was propulsion. So, these guys here from the overnight session are obviously premium entries, but would have been able to see that, and we could have. That's a legal trade for me. I could have taken that at 1850. Didn't see it. We would have got our 5 handles. That's all right. Is just a little sliver of green right there. It's kind of hard to see. I don't even know if that's a tick. It says the open and the close is the same, so I wonder why it shows green. All right, let's see if this thing closes below 1050. $40 seconds left before closure. And about 30 or 40% of the time, the 945 candle, the next candle, is a reversal candle. So it will make a peak or a trough. Seeing some of the big stocks over here trading lower. Meta down $1 now, was up $1. Tesla was up $1.50 now, up 90 cents. So even though futures are not going anywhere, some of the big stocks are kind of selling off here. leading us to believe that that's where we're headed. Did not get the close below 1050. Did not. So no short signal yet. Gonna be patient. I don't know what the next step is with TopStep. Just says, congratulations. You have passed your training combine and earned a funded account. We will contact you within the next business day regarding next steps. I got to text my buddy Drew. He was like pissed off as I was about the whole situation. So I won't take the time to explain it again. Here we go. All right, looks like we're gonna get confirmation here. It's early in the candle. And remember I said 945 reversal candle, could be a double bottom right here. We got plenty of time. This is only a minute and a half in. 3.5 minutes left to see what this candle does. A lot can happen in this candle. We've got equal bottoms here. So nothing really showing, but as you can see, since the formation of this potential bearish order block here, it has not really come close to getting near the highs of that candle. It has gone lower. It does have a very bearish feel to it. But as I said before, I wouldn't short right here. Not yet, because there's just too many things that could send this higher into one of these areas up here, premium area, where you know the algorithm wants to try to collect your stops, right? So that, or they want to initiate their position and then take your stops on the way down. And here it goes. Dang. Look at the rip going. So far, we would just classify this as chop. This isn't really bearish or bullish yet. But if we do get a close above 1725, we kind of have to look at this and say, you know what? Not that we need to long it necessarily, but we need to definitely check our bias, which is bearish right now. Tesla up $2.50. Meta back to break even, basically. Watching those two. Whatever stocks you watch, whatever things you watch, the Dixie, Bitcoin, whatever, just always watch the same things every day and note the patterns. Start to get a feel for, oh, hey, when this happens, then this. When this happens, then this. At the end of the day, day trading is just about recognizing patterns. Now, can we make a high here? Can we crest this? Give us a true reversal possibility to the downside. So I don't know what's next with TopStep. Says congratulations, you passed. All right, working on a bullish fair value gap here. All right, we're gonna run high. Oh, we got a jumper. We got a jumper higher here. It doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna go up. I want to be clear about that, but this is an area we need to watch right here. All right, looks like it's gonna go up and perhaps get into, see, 6:45 or 9:45. Sorry, I gotta remember to always use Eastern time. It's 6:45 for me, which is great. That's why I'm able to do this. You know, I can do this for a couple hours in the morning and have a full work day, and it's just perfect. Getting up to the zone that I want to trade here. 22. So we're going to look to see if we get a rejection off of 22. I'm not going to try to knife catch it. I don't recommend catching knives. But they need to make this look. This could be a breaker, so it'll be 3 candles. It'll be this one, this one, this one, right? And then maybe the following one. Let's see how it reacts when it gets up into the zone here. We're now officially sort of off at end of the open trade. So I'm kind of between trade setups right now. Let's see, get the 5 minute here. Let's get the 1 minute over here. No. Just that chart view. Just that chart view. Okay. So 5 minute is on the right. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way for a second. And like I told you before about shorting, who told you not to do it? Just because I say don't short, that doesn't mean you should long also. It just means it's too risky to short even though we have a bearish bias. We need a more clean scenario. Five minute on the right, 1 minute on the left. One minute, reclaim the 21 EMA. Really nice, big, bullish fair value gap, which initiated and delivered from that weekly fair value gap midpoint. So yeah, I think they're going to march this right up. I think we're going to get at least 3. So first one, second one, and there'll be another one. Nice green candles. Come up and dig into this a little bit, and then we'll look for a short confirmation, which is going to be a silver bullet trade. So that my open trade is now gone. It's really just the first 3 candles with a potential reversal. Look at this on the 1 minute. You can really see right there. That is what an order block looks like right there. A really, really clean looking order block right there, which we're currently rejecting off of. Doesn't mean it can't be breached, but that right there is a perfect looking, like if you see that and you see price go away from something like that, it's not a fake out. Like when you see candles stacked on top of each other like this, almost like bricks or like stripes, and then you get a rejection, the retest of that area is like certain to go in the same direction it started going in. That's very pretty. That's a beautiful thing. Plus you're on the right side of the 21 EMA. Dang. Check out the green candle on bread, yo. So I don't know what's next with TopStep. I don't know if I need to pass another thing, or if what it means to actually be funded, or I don't know. I'm gonna find out. But it just says, congratulations, you passed your trading combine and earned a funded account. That kind of sounds like it's done. I know they're having a lot of customer service issues right now. Oh, we got a touch. There was. Touchy. 2250 rejected initially. The very beginning of this candle here, the 955 candle. I kind of think it's going to dig up into it a little bit. Maybe not. But a silver bullet trade could be setting up for us here. And because this has gone up, if we are going to have a bearish leg down, I mean, damn. There's a lot of 486 was something that was on our radar. There's a lot of room for it to run to the downside. Just a ton of room. Pretty good rejection going on here. Some more absorption in this area right here. A lot of buy absorption happening right here at 18. I keep an eye on that. All right, that is no longer a bullish fair value gap here. There's going to be a tendency when you see something like this to want to just get in right here and just go, you know what, let's just short it right here. The reason why patience pays off is because you see the price goes back and forth a lot. And if it just goes lower and you miss that, that's okay. You have to tell yourself that that's okay, because you don't want to be a trader who's sitting here going, well, I have to get it now because what if it does that? I don't want to miss it. It's FOMO. I don't want to miss it if it goes and just blasts lower. And I'm sitting here calling short, and look, it went and it touched my exact area. 22 was what I'd said where I would like to short it, right? That's the perfect short area. But because of the way that this has happened and sort of this gigantic momentum that's coming into it, I don't want to catch a knife. You don't want to short, behind these candles, right? And the reason is because you'll feel like a fool. If this is another big green candle, then another big green candle, you'll look back at where you shorted it and be like, how stupid was that? It was a total knife catch, and the knife got me. I caught the wrong end of it. So you got to be careful with that. Now look, notice this right here. Have not closed above this little order block right here on the 1 minute. Well, the 1 minute is really helpful sometimes. Just look at that. It's having a hard time getting through there. It wicked up. Having a hard time getting through there. Silver bullet starts in a couple minutes. So we're going to just kind of wait and see. Opening range lows, pretty obvious here. I don't think those are going to get violated in the next 2 minutes. So we go ahead and just mark that. That's liquidity I think you can almost count on getting tapped into today. We've seen the lowest price of the day yet. But you never know. If the market gets too bearish, what's going to happen? It's going to go up. And it hasn't really had that big of a bounce. It did touch this once already. Didn't get a crazy, crazy bounce out of it. You can just see the market looks so heavy. Looks so heavy. I would ideally like to short when the price is below the 21 EMA on both the 5 minute and the 1 minute. Now we know we're delivering from this bearish fair value up here. So if we start to get rejection and we start to get a short setup, we can feel pretty good about it because, hey, this price, they wanted to get price up to that. That was a goal, and they did it. And if it's delivering from that, you always want to look at what is price delivering from. That tells you how much oomph is behind it. Weird stuff happening right at 7 a.m. All right, we know the algorithm is going to do something here. What's going on? What are we doing? Taking it up first. That was wicked, right? Like shot down and then popped up. It's hard to say, what's going to happen here at this stage. So we got to wait for a signal. Oh, shit. Oh, damn. Wow. Want to get up in it, man. That's what happens if you short too soon. They come and get you. Come and get you. But over here on the 5-minute, you kind of see this sort of controlled move. It's controlled buying. That is a good indication that we're going to reverse. Let's see if I can draw that for you. As I am now just awaiting a signal. Something like that. Kind of hard to draw. So you get the idea. It's like controlled buying. Typically works out that when that happens and it leads you into an order block or a fair value gap or something, then typically that means you're going to see a reversal. But as of right now, the sucker's going higher, man. Did not get a fair value gap. So silver bullet is still in question here. But it did go up and touch the master sell block. See the overlap there? Which was at 25.50. That was the master sell block. So the beginning, the big boy from the overnight session. Still a lot of rejection here, but both the 5-minute and the 1-minute, we have price above 21 EMA. Both cases. Let's see what's going on with some of our favorite stocks and stuff here. Tesla's up to 47, Meta's up at 83 cents, Bitcoin flat, Ethereum flat, Dixie's up 14 cents. It just looks like too many people are short, and you're kind of seeing a stop run, liquidity run, if you will, which could coincide with the algorithm's desire to go lower. But that was definitely a lot of stop fuel right there. Doesn't look like it's done yet. Not done yet. No signal yet for the silver bullet. Definitely running into resistance here. Not something I would recommend shorting. I mean, it's tough, so we're in a bearish order block right now, but it's a knife catch. I mean, what weakness has this really shown us? One big red candle, but almost reclaimed the whole thing immediately. I'm still bearish, but as far as an entry is concerned, jumper higher. Last time that meant upside. This time it can be downside. The jumper just shows you that the algorithm's in control, and it's going to take things where it wants to take things. 26 so far was the highest point that it's been able to get up into these stacked bearish order blocks. 26 is the high so far. So if you are going to short it, put your stop above that. Ideally, you could put your stop at like 27.50. And I think if we do see rejection here, if this guy right here, if the 10 o'clock candle ends up becoming confirmed as a bearish order block, meaning we close below it, okay, which isn't that far, 4 points from here, we could see a lot of downside today. But we've seen a lot of downside the last couple days already. So here we go. We're now really close, right on top of the 21 EMA for both the 1 minute and the 5 minute. Seems to just be getting a lot of love. No fair value gaps forming on either one. Really interesting chop going on here. I do think lower is the expectation. So in the old days, on something like this, I would literally just take the entry wherever and just put my stop up here. However many ticks that was, I didn't care. For me, it was just like as if I were paper trading. I was like, oh, well, I'll just be right. So it doesn't matter how much drawdown or whatever, let's just put it up here. When you start live trading and you get smoked on that a few times, you realize it's not a good idea. Okay, getting close to the 1 minute jumper here, which was at 21. Let's see if it gets back up to 21 and pops 21.50. No, it doesn't. It rejected at 21. So that's a good sign if you're bearish. If you're in a short trade already, that was a good sign. One thing I was happy about with my performance yesterday was just the patience, putting in my orders. Now we're below. We got a jumper lower. Break a structure on the 1 minute would be a crest of 1725, and we got it. That was an equal low. Got an equal low there. So we've had two jumpers lower here, though, in the silver bullet hour. So I do think we're going to see downside. Well, time to get the gun out. Look at me yesterday trading with 8 tick stops. Working on a close here, 45 seconds to get a close that would confirm right here. 1725 would be the entry. You want to see the close below. Got the break of structure. Now it's going to need to return to what? The order block. For a value gap. Gives the confirmation here. We're getting confirmation in 5 seconds. Okay, we're in. Let's see, let's get rid of this. And essentially what we're just sort of betting on here is a sweep of the opening range low. Opening range high is up here. Let's see, no, actually opening range high liquidity already got taken. Right? Yeah. The opening range high was actually right here. So that liquidity got taken already. And so now it would just make sense that the opening range low would also get taken. And then who knows, from there. But it would make sense if that were to happen. Classic setup for me. I don't love where my stop is, but I do have some things protecting me. We have the 21 EMA. We have this. This is the first fair value gap on the 1 minute during the silver bullet time frame, so that one should hold some weight. So I have bearish fair value gap here, 21 EMA. I got a jumper right here. I got a jumper right there. The order block sort of structure up here is a little bit weird, kind of hard to decipher. There is a bullish fair value gap down here, which is going to potentially provide some delivery to the high side. Let's see, that is from 947. So that may push this thing up. I just don't like the fact that my stop feels naked right here. And I haven't had a full stop out in a long time. I don't like the fact that it's in front of where we know those more macro order blocks to be. That's what I don't like about it. But there hasn't been an easy trade in a long time. I mean, even my winners have been in such crazy drawdown. The market has been so wacky that it is what it is. But currently delivering from this fair value gap here, right here on the 1 minute. That's what delivery is coming from. And this one over here coincided with this one right here. If we're right, then this is exactly what the algorithm wants. It wants buyers jumping in. If we're wrong, then we are part of the liquidity, right? You don't want to be the liquidity, but it happens, right? Like, you're going to get stopped out sometimes. You're going to have losers. We had a small one yesterday, which was a mistake. It was actually a trade I shouldn't have taken. One of the things, and I knew it would happen eventually, with this indicator that I use that shows you the fair value gaps here, has that kind of glows. It will do it mid candle. So even if the candle hasn't closed yet and it isn't a confirmed fair value gap, it will show you that there is one. And I knew one day at some point that would come back and burn me. And it did yesterday. So I saw what I thought was a fair value gap during the silver bullet time frame, and it wasn't. And when it closed on me, I was like, oh shit, that was not what I thought it was. And so I had to get out of it. Looks like today might be the day I finally get to take a full stop out. It's been a long time. I'm due. I'll take my medicine like a big boy. It is what it is. Not singing a swan song just yet, but the 21 has been reclaimed on both the 1 minute and the 5 minute. So unless that's a hanging man right there, which could be best thing for us. It's not looking great so far. Back to break even. It's just popping right off of that area. One of the things that is the hardest thing to watch, why I typically don't watch price action, is whenever you take a short and then it's just against you the entire time, and it seems to be bouncing off of your short. In other words, like you shorted right at support. Every time it comes down, it gets back to break even, it just pops higher. Look at this. Look at this. You know what I mean? That's one of the hardest things to watch. And one of the reasons why I don't recommend and don't typically myself watch price action, because it is designed to fuck with you. Okay, I should put my alerts in here. Let's see. Let's get this trade officially dialed up. We're going to go ahead and take the official server bullet target, and we can tighten this up as well based on the price action so far. And now it just is what it is. One or the other, right? We're going to lose 3 points. We're going to make 5 points. One of the two. A jumper lower right there. Oh, shit. So if I don't even know who to talk to. It's been impossible to reach a TopStep support. Impossible. In fact, I've been emailing them for a while now regarding my situation, which I explained yesterday, and have not got a response. It did pass my account. That is confirmed. Got it up here. It is passed. So that's good. I haven't received any correspondence from them. It says we're going to reach out to you within the next business day. So that would be today, tomorrow. I don't know. And then I'm assuming there's got to be at least another challenge or another something, right? There's got to be another objective. Like, it can't just be that, right? You just pass one time and that's it. And then they fund you off of that. I don't know. I'd be surprised if that was it. As it could be. Anything's possible. But that'd be kind of shocking to me. So hopefully, I figure I was in that combine for almost 2 months. Winning days percentage, 71%. But you know why? I had 71% win rate, but why it took me 2 months? Habit that I have, which is really not a great one, is that I will, if I have a small winning day and I don't like price action or I feel busy with other things, I'll just quit. So I might take like one trade, have a small winner or something, and then I would just quit. Or maybe get stopped out at break even plus a tick or something like that. And oh damn, now we're back to the negative. In the positive there for a while. See how it looks like my entry is support over here? There was a jumper up there though that hadn't been touched yet. Right here. There was a long jumper. Those jumpers like to get touched. It loves to touch those. That's the reason why I point them out. And the reason why I look at them. It loves to come back and touch those. Very rarely does it leave a jumper behind. Just for good for the day. I don't know why the algorithm operates that way, obviously, but it just does. And so if I were going to move, like in this case, if I was going to move this stop to break even, I would have put it right there because of that. So I'd actually have left it like a couple ticks there just for that reason. Rounding out, touch the midpoint now, or no, it's midpoint, close to the midpoint on this bullish fair value gap here, which is from the opening range. And it has delivered, price higher before. Now we have lower lows and lower highs so far as a result. So I don't think it's anything to be too scared of. But like I said, just expecting to get into a trade and have it just go, straight to target is not how trading typically works. Now we're in the negative again. This is my last trade setup of the day. So it's one or the other. Either we're losing 3 points today or we're making 5 points. And that's it. Daddy's done. Either way. reclaim the 21 over here on the 1 minute. Not looking good. Not looking good at all. That fair value gap, by the way, doesn't exist. So see, that's another thing with this indicator. It glows, it's still glowing, but you can see that the price had already come down there. And I don't know why it does that. I think it's because it only refreshes every 15 or 30 seconds or something. So it's still showing it right now. But obviously, that's not a legit fair value gap. Could be a hanging man over here on the 5 minute, right at the 21. That's obviously what I'm hoping for. But as we can see here, there's just a lot of buying activity. Even though the market is sort of trailing lower, it seems to be very controlled decline, which is typically bullish. And who knows? We're going to find out. I'd just be surprised. I'd be really surprised if we don't take out this opening range low. So I feel like my target down here at 20 ticks is very reasonable. My buddy Drew is congratulating me on passing the TopStep Combine, which was very difficult for me. I've grown a lot in doing it. Very difficult for me to do, but I did it. All right, at this point, one tick away. We're going to move our stop up to break even. I actually touched our price. That's the most frustrating thing on planet Earth right there. We're due for some fuckery though. I will say we're due. So price actually touched my target, didn't fill me, even though my target has been there for a long time. I don't know how anyone could be ahead of me as far as the line goes for orders. But according to this, oh, now I can't get to my stop. How do I get to it? Wrong direction, idiot. I'm gonna move my stop up to plus 1 tick, because the last thing I want to see happen is, okay. I told you they'd make me sweat for it. The last thing you want to see is have price actually go to where you thought it would go. And this is the difference between paper trading and real trading, right? You have price that goes to where you want it to go. It touches the exact tick that you're expecting. It doesn't fill you, and then comes back and stops you out. That's the kind of thing that would be difficult for me to psychologically recover from. And that's why, and so if you actually put your stop right at break even, then when that gets filled, it's potentially, depending upon how fast the market's moving, you could have some slippage. You could actually lose a point or tick. And you also have your transaction fee. So you could be red for the day, even though price got to where you thought it would get to. So that's live trading for you right there. All right, we got our 5 handles. That's it for my setups for the day. Got the silver bullet. We took it a little bit aggressively. We did. We took it a little bit aggressively. We could have been more patient. Could have been more patient because if you look here, the silver bullet signal that we received, what's here at 10:08, 1850. We could have waited and that price would have come. 1850 would have been a really nice place to enter. So could have been more patient there. Could have been more patient. We thought we were being patient. I did wait for that fill to come, but a more patient entry, a better entry would have been 1850. We've had a lot less sweat because 1350 would have got hit on this big drop, right? Yeah, 1350 would have got taken out on that drop. Instead, I had to watch this grind. And we know that down here, there's support. We've got a double bottom here. So this could see a lot of back and forth. Note this big guy right here. Just stacked on this guy. So if this does come back up to the 21, that would also be a decent entry to short this. Now that this fair value gap's been filled, that's it, man. That's it. Trading's easy, yeah? And now the market gets to be turbo bearish and go down another 20 or 30 points. Oh, we got a jumper on the 5-minute here. Jumper lower right there. And my mouse just died. Sick. We might be on this live stream for a minute, chat. Coming for that opening range low. Here it comes. I just charged this thing. All right, cool. That's it for this week for me. And there it is. Snatch that opening range low. Not saying that's the end of it, but just that we kind of anticipated that attack on equity there. And there it is. There it is. Okay, I'm out. Hopefully this is helpful for you. I'm going to go back and look at it myself and see thank you, my friends. Yeah, you have winners day after day after day after day. It's pretty interesting, isn't it? This guy wants to know if I trade gold. I don't. I used to. So those are my two things. I would trade gold and the ES. And what I found was, and that would have just hit my 40-point target. Let's see if we would have just taken it. 2250. It would have worked. That keeps happening, but I don't like to knife catch. It's not my thing. So we waited for confirmation. We had some drawdown. We had some back and forth. It's like the market always does. But we got there. I actually really enjoyed trading gold. But I found that being focused just on one thing was best for me. But you could use a lot of the same setups that I use to trade gold. Like today, on the 5-minute, here you go. First candle for the session. This is at 5 a.m. my time. So you got to get up earlier to do it. First candle of the session, down, creates a fair value gap right here. Boom, entry right here. Look at this. You get it perfectly. You got a jumper. Boom. Brrr, take it right there, 69.4. And then you can have like a 40 tick target, which is what I used to always have. Boom. You're exiting in the wicks. How sick is that? And then did you have a silver bullet? Yeah, look at that 10 a.m. candle. Gives you a nice fair value gap. Come down, take it right there. You can experience some drawdown right there. What, maybe 10, 11 ticks of drawdown, and then you're scorching. So if you just look at my setups for gold, they work as well. They work really with a lot of things, but I do like gold. I just don't trade it. Not anymore. I want to be 100% focused on one thing, and I want to be 100% focused on just two different setups. Yesterday, we got the open setup, took it, profited, rang the register, if you will. And then we have the silver bullet setup between 10 and 11 a.m. Eastern. And those are the two things I'm looking for. So you'll notice one of the things I do tend to call a lot of the moves that I don't take advantage of. So we called from the very beginning. My target was 7.25. I moved it up because we saw this bullish fair value gap here, which was delivered from the midpoint of this weekly fair value gap. That could have a lot of bounce to it. So I shortened my target there, which is the typical target for silver bullet is 5 points. You're not supposed to target 10 points. I like to target 10 points when I can, and it did make sense to me to target 10 points here today. I moved it up just like I did yesterday, and in both cases we would have got 10 points. So yeah, I'm learning about how to trust myself and to trust my reads on these things as well. And would have had a great exit there, but it is what it is. We made some cash money today, and I'll take it. I'll take it. Now, something's gonna be interesting if you guys going to continue to trade today. Take a look at this. If you end up getting that on the 5-minute silver bullet right here, 1325. This is the first fair value gap. It's negative. If you get another one building right here on this midpoint, it could show you that the midpoint is being flipped. So watch the 5-minute. If that holds, that makes sense to take it for continuation lower. And I do think we probably go lower 20, 25 more points today. So I got people texting me and stuff going on right now. So I'm going to bounce. Y'all have a great day and good luck out there. Peace.